And do you move a little closer, actually? Yeah. Yeah, I can hear it okay. Hey, 4 people. Including me.
I should have got like a lot. It connected to like Asian groups.
Do you have to be that close?
That wasn't my doing also.
Do you have to be that close with your camera?
Do you want me to back up?
Well, otherwise, our camera
Oh,
was
yeah.
sent to them. We'll have
Yeah,
their
yeah.
camera.
Here, how is
And that's a little close for the speakers. Yeah, I think this will shoot
You
through.
just want to make sure they can hear it in the live stream to the Zoom.
At least the wind isn't as bad.
Yep.
How old is that shirt?
So I hear
Is
it.
this what- am I in
I
your
have
Look at
it.
this hat.
Look at it.
Oh wow.
When we're live.
It's actually, I remember
So,
it from last year.
yeah, this hat's like 8 years old.
I'm not in your
Good. Cool, thanks.
I'm part of the resistance,
All right.
which unfortunately one media
Yeah,
doesn't
you got it,
do.
Andrew. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
By the way,
Yeah, it's a little delayed, but I just heard my
on here,
If I wanted to turn the brightness up on your camera, is there a way to do it without shutting down the...
Yeah, you should just be able to drag down, I think.
Oh, thank you. Oh, it's all the way up.
Yeah,
Never mind.
I know. With the light.
Oh, now I can hear it.
Yep, we're ready when you are.
Darn it, I love my glasses. But this is ours. We have it on video, so you kind of just have to hit record and make sure that stays
or
on.
which one is
That's the red one.
Oh, it's because it says move, MOV,
That's moving.
oh, move.
Yeah.
So
And then
what,
make sure
when the
we're in the
ceremony,
picture.
when the ceremony starts,
Yeah.
well, if I have to,
Yeah, make sure we're in. So I think we're gonna get started. I gotta go get my glasses.
no, but what I'm saying
You see that.
is, so when the ceremony starts, hit the red button?
Yeah.
Okay, but if I have to move the camera to catch people, is this
We
thing?
can. I think they'll.
Oh, this isn't free flowing. No, I would have to move the
it a
trail.
little bit.
Maybe you know what? Maybe we should move
But
it
I
back.
can-
Maybe I should move it back.
No, I don't want all these other things in here.
Yeah, I know, but you got to realize that
Yeah,
you're going to catch everybody.
We'll see. I'm not sure where Serge is going to be standing.
He's going to start off the.
Yeah, he's starting it off.
He's
There he is. So he's there.
I mean, I know.
I got. Okay.
Yeah, just about to start.
Oh, I got to put my spectacles.
The black's good. So I saw something about a new
Good
building.
morning, everybody. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, okay, I'll just put the red button.
Please gather around, and as we are keeping our social distancing, as you know, those of you who want to wear a mask, that's very good. Feel free to do so. And so we can get going with the program.
Jared, you're not. It's not coming across very well.
Dale.
Can everybody hear me?
It's very staticky.
1, 2,
How do I
3,
know
4,
if it's happening
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I can't. Oh, yeah. I can see it.
Is that better?
No, I see like a little.
Perfect. So we're gonna have an expert next week.
It's going. I'm going to shut it off.
Okay, very good. Before we get started,
Now I'm gonna.
we would like to ask
Okay.
Denise Downs, who is an artist sculptor, as well as Andrew Johnson, who is the director of the Native American Chamber of Commerce, to come and do the blessing and recognition of the land before we get started. I have a Petimontes with me today. She will be the two of us will be MCs for today's ceremony. So Denise and Andrew.
Thank you, Serge. Thank you very much. My name is Andrew Johnson. I'm a citizen of the Cherokee Nation, and would like to introduce a very, very good man. And I'm going to steal your line, saying friend and colleague, partners in crime, but a wonderful supporter of the Native American community here. Here's Dennis Downs. Thank you, Andrew. After hearing that, him stealing my line, I'm just going to say that once again, I'm really happy and proud to be part of this. Worked with Andrew for decades, representing Native American
Gonna.
of our area. Is that better?
Yep.
So just once again, proud to be here and to be part of this once again. And in case you don't know, Andrew is the Executive Director of the Native American Chamber of Commerce of Illinois. Thank you. Thank you very much, Dennis. So our land acknowledgement. We begin our gathering today by acknowledging the people and land upon which we meet. It is the location of the ancestral homes of the people of the Council of the Three Fires, Potawatomi, Ojibwe, Odawa, and Pocho. It is also the home of the Peoria, Piscataway, Iankacha, Wea, Miami, Mascouten, Second Fox, Meskwaki, Kickapoo, and Chickasaw nations. All have a responsibility to recognize our native nations and work with them as we move forward. So why do we acknowledge the land? To acknowledge the land is an expression of gratitude and appreciation for those whose territory we reside on. A way of honoring the indigenous people who have been living and working on land from time immemorial. So I want you to take notice of Andre Carlson's art there. The Potawatomi who were here in the beginning, Potawatomi are here today, Potawatomi will be here forever. I'd like to do a prayer. We will sing this. And if I can ask William Buckholz to come. It's a declaration. It's a statement. It's a calling to the Great Spirit. Alan means I am. Yah is the Great Spirit, the Creator, and Ho is it is so. So the translation of that is, I am the Great Spirit, it is so. I am of the Great Spirit. Great Spirit, Great Spirit, Great Spirit, may it be with us all. We would like to do one ceremony to bless us all here, and we call it, it's a smoking. We are going, oh, everything is right back over there. There are 4 sacred medicines in the Native American community. We have tobacco, that gives us harmony and peace, cedar for purification, sweetgrass. It's the sacred hair of Mother Earth, and sage that will remove the negative energies and calm the troubled mind. And what we will do is, I'm going to start the fire. The smoke and your prayer all work together in that you say your prayer, and with that smoke, the smoke takes your word up to the Great Spirit. It's like a sacrament for us. So, instead of in the ground, we would like to bless all of you. We're so glad you came. We're very glad to be a part of this, and we look forward to a wonderful, wonderful ceremony. Thank you, Wando. Let's thank you in Cherokee. We are so very, very glad to be here. Thank you very much, Dennis and Andrew. We appreciate your participation and that recognition of our land, which is the land for all of us here. Thank you again. Now I'd like to introduce Peggy Montes, my co-chair, my partner in crime, as I call her every year, so she can say a few words about why we are here today.
Thank you, Serge. Today is such a wonderful day, and the big question is, why are we here? And that's a very serious question that should be answered. Well, we are here to recognize the founder of the city of Chicago, Jean Baptiste Point DuSable. And just think about it. Just think about it. 203 years so all this time we are remembering DuSable because it's important that we always
There you go.
Okay, all right.
All right.
Closer.
Closer.
Check it out, wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. Yeah.
Standing too close to it. Yes! It's in her pocket.
Testing.
That's good.
Everybody hear me here?
Yes.
Maggie, are you ready to yell? Just the way I'm yelling? Yes. All right, let's go for it.
All right.
Into it. Louder, into it.
Can you hear me?
That's better,
Yes.
better.
All right, as I said before, I've never been able to use this already. But anyway, we are here to remember DuSable, the founder of the city of Chicago. Just over 203 years ago, DuSable died. And that was really a sad piece of our history. DuSable came here, and just look what he started. Look around you. All of this belonged to DuSable. He bought it from the America. Thank you so much. But like I said, one thing we should be able to afford a person to come here and have the microphone and as I was saying, we are here because of DuSable. And when you look around, look at what he owns. He owns the land from here all the way to there. And just what he did, he made a very prosperous business for all those who are coming from Lake Michigan and going over to the Mississippi River. We are so happy to see so many of you here. And don't forget, our big fight is not over. We are still lobbying to make certain that the DuSable Park is finally finished after 44 years. So once again, thanks to all of you who are here. Always put DuSable in your prayers. And thank him for the wonderful gift he gave to the people, the citizens of Chicago. Thank you very much.
Yeah, she should be down there now. So they've done wonderful, very
Okay, everybody, how are we doing so far?
Good. Warm.
How are we doing so far? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for being patient. Every year we are being challenged by one thing or another. And this year it is the audio. Fortunately, we have a lot of backups. We are getting used to this after so many years of doing this. As Peggy just told you, we are a coalition of different civic organizations who got together around the year of 2000 to create the DuSable Park Coalition. We've been coordinated by the group called Friends of the Parks, and we are very grateful to them. For the last 20 years, they have coordinated the work of the DuSable Park Coalition. They just told you that even before that, there were several groups coming here every year and honoring the founder of the city by having the wreath-laying ceremony. The DuSable Park Coalition 20 years ago just picked up that tradition, and we are proud to continue it up to this day. Our coalition, as I said, is made of a number of groups, Friends of the Parks being the coordinator. And we have several other groups, the Bronzeville Children Museum, the Chicago History Museum has been graceful enough every year to bring the wreath that we will be using in a few minutes. We have Friends of DuSable. They have been very active in promoting this particular ceremony every year. We've had the DuSable Heritage Association. A few years ago, they decided to actually create a tour. So at the end of this ceremony, you will all be invited to have a tour of the DuSable Founders Trail, which is basically going from here, where Jean Baptiste Point DuSable had his home, and walking all the way down to Lake Michigan, where the future DuSable Park will be constructed soon, we hope. We also have the Floating Museum. They joined us a few years ago, and they've been adding the artistic component of what we do here every year. We'll have a chance at the end of the tour to go and visit that huge piece of art that the Floating Museum put together, and they will tell you a little bit more about it with Fahim Majid at the time. We also have the DuSable Park Advisory Council. That's another new group that had joined us a couple years ago. They will be the guardian of the future DuSable Park. We also have we've been supported over the years by SOAR organization, the Streeterville organization of active residents. They've been very supportive of what we do. We have also the Howell Washington Legacy Committee. It is very important for them that we remind everybody that Mayor Howell Washington in 1987 was the first one to dedicate a piece of land to the future, to become the future DuSable Park, and we are very grateful for that. And finally, last year we were joined by the Magnificent Mile Association. All those businesses that you see here around the home of former Jean Baptiste Point DuSable, they are all also in support of what we do here every year. Okay, so Catherine is whipping cracking the whip in case I forget everybody. Did I forget everybody? Okay, very good. So those are the different groups that have been working together with us. But in addition to that, we have a huge number of supporters that we would like to recognize. Over the past year, we've had a number of organizations over the past few years, but mainly over the past year, who basically stepped up and came forward to stand against the social injustice after the murder of George Floyd. And with their activism, we had the Lakeshore Drive that was renamed the DuSable Lakeshore Drive, and we are grateful for that. We also have had the presence and the support of the DuSable Park, and today we have a representative, Heather Grison, is here representing the DuSable Park District. And we also have had, of course, the unwavering support of Honorable Alderman Brendan Riley over several years. He has been working very hard to make sure that together with the future developer next to DuSable Park, that there will be a contribution from the developer so we can finally build DuSable Park. And of course, I could not end without mentioning the moral support of Mayor Lightfoot, who over the past year has pledged about $40 million so that the city will put statues all along the river, the Chicago River, going all the way to DuSable Park, and that the city will support the construction of DuSable Park. The city actually gave already $5 million last year. We are waiting for the other 25 million to come up and to sit down with the mayor and start planning the actual design of DuSable Park sometime this year. So Catherine, did I forget anybody else? We have so many supporters. Who else did I forget? So, yes, it's it. So before I end, we have again some new guests this year. And among them, we have the University of Illinois at Chicago. They contacted DuSable Heritage Association a few months ago with the idea that they want to develop a partnership whereby they would name a new scholarship the DuSable Trailblazer Scholarship, where they would invite minority students to excellence. They would give them a scholarship and have them come and be trained here in Chicago. So we have some of the first batch of We also have a new partnership with Lake Forest College through their Melon Grant, which is an initiative that they have this year again to recognize people who have not been talked about over the years, such as Jean Baptiste Point DuSable. And their representative, Professor Courtney Joseph, is here today with some of the students of Lake Forest College as well. And finally, believe it or not, we were contacted by IIT, the Illinois Institute of Technology. They also develop an interest. They have a group of students specializing in graphic design, and they called us and asked us, would it be okay if some of our students would design what the future DuSable Park should look like? But of course we said yes, some of them are with us today, and thank you for joining us. And
It just disappeared from my
so those are the new and young, bright spirits and minds and brains that we have with us. And as we go along, we look for more partnership, not only in building the future DuSable Park, but in recognizing the legacy of people like these men who have not been properly recognized over the years. So thank you again, all of you, for coming. And now I'd like to ask Gail Spring to come and introduce our guest of honor today, Alderman Brian Hopkins. Gail.
All right, can you hear me? Okay. Yes. All right, so I was a cheerleader, so I should talk pretty loud and hopefully you can hear me. So thanks for coming today, and I am honored to be able to introduce Alderman Brian Hopkins of the 2nd Ward. If you don't know, the 2nd Ward is the north end of Michigan Avenue and Streeterville, and it extends all the way west to Ukrainian Village, so he has a large ward. However, just so you know, Alderman Hopkins, he was a resident of Streeterville, and he lived right here on Michigan Avenue for many, many, many years. He's also been a very strong advocate for the neighborhood and for the downtown area, and has worked really hard I've known him for like 20 years. So he also participates in many of our historical events because he really appreciates history as well. So he's been a longtime friend of my husband Dennis and I, I'm so honored to be able to introduce Alderman Brian Hopkins. Woo!
Thank you, Gail. I will forego the bullhorn, but I do think it's a metaphor that today we're having some technical audio problems, and it's making it somewhat difficult to hear. Because in modern life, we don't always hear the voices that spoke to DuSable. The land that we're on right now, our home, it speaks to us. And it speaks to us in the same universal language. that it once spoke to Jean Baptiste Point DuSable and his life partner Kitihawa. And it tells us that what this land is hallowed ground. What we call home is a sacred place. They knew it back in DuSable's time. We should know it today, but we can't always hear it because of the noise of modern life, the literal noise and the figurative noise that fills us up with all the distractions. But it's so important that we use an occasion today, a land ceremony and a blessing and a wreath laying, to quiet down the noise and listen deeply to what this land tells us, what makes it so special. It's on the banks of a prairie river that was once the connection to the Gulf of Mexico and the St. Lawrence Seaway. The Potawatomi knew it, Jean Baptiste DuSable knew it. When the water was high, you could literally take a canoe from the spot we're standing all the way to the Gulf of Mexico. And it's on the shores of a beautiful lake, a lake that represents a 300-mile north-south barrier that stopped you from going east to west. You couldn't do it because you couldn't cross that lake until you got here at the southern tip of that barrier, and now the entire continent is open to you. You can go east, you can go west, you can go where you want to go. And the reason DuSable stayed here was because the voice told him this was a special place, and you will thrive here, you will do well here. I don't think he possibly could have envisioned he would found a city, but what he did know was because he spoke French, and his wife spoke Potawatomi, which was the dominant dialect in this area for all the tribes. He could literally communicate with any human being that lived in this area. He could trade with them, he could get to know them, he could form alliances and relationships, and he thrived because of it. Think about that lesson for today. He thrived because he bridged the gap of cultural differences. It is a false barrier. It is not true, and yet we succumb to it in our daily lives on a regular basis. Get past it. Come together with people who you don't necessarily share the same language, who you don't necessarily share the same ancestors. Bridge that divide. That is the lesson of DuSable's success for 20 years in this land, and that is the lesson I wish to think about the meaning of his life here and its direct connection to our lives here today. As Gail said, I call this neighborhood home for 20 years, and it's still my home, and I love it. And by virtue of that, I love all the people I share it with. So thank you for sharing this ceremony with me today.
Thank you very much, Alderman Hopkins. It just reminded me quietly that we go back 20 years that we've been working together. Thank you for reminding me of that, Alderman. And thank you to Gail, who has been such an ardent supporter for so many years, bringing different communities together, and also the banner and the torch. Thank you again, Gail. So now we are moving to the last segment of this ceremony, which is the actual wreath laying that we do every year. But before we do that though, we are happy to welcome the new president and CEO of the Chicago History Museum. This is the first time that he's joining us, but this is not the first time that the museum is participating in this ceremony. As I said earlier, they always offer the flowers. I'd like to ask Peggy Montez about Peggy to come and introduce Mr. Lassé.
Also, we've been very fortunate
gonna yell. How's everyone doing this morning? Yeah, my name's Donald Lassier. I want to thank you all for bringing the heat to be out here for this wonderful occasion. As Peggy said, I moved here from Louisville. I didn't expect this heat. I forgot all about it. I grew up on the South Side, and when I found out that this city, this great city, was founded by a man of African descent, it gave me great pride. And so I want to make sure my little one, my son right over there, understands the significance of that, and he also takes that knowledge with great pride. I'm going to be very brief today. I just want to say the Chicago History Museum has been part of this celebration for 20 years. A gentleman by the name of Russell Lewis, who I haven't met, he just passed away recently, was part of starting this whole ceremony. And I just want to give honor to him for having the foresight to do this, and also say that we are very honored and proud to be part of this, and I'm honored and proud to carry the torch and bring the wreath that we're going to put on the bus to DuSable. Thank you all, and that's it for me.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lasser. We are glad to have you, to welcome you for our annual ceremony. I must say that a few years ago, I went to the Chicago History Museum. My house was completely renovated. And the first thing that I saw as soon as I entered the Chicago History Museum was a section that was completely dedicated to Jean Baptiste Point DuSable, the founder of the city. So the Chicago Museum has been right there in front in that movement of DuSable movement, and we are hoping to keep working together over the years. Now we are at the pinnacle of this ceremony, which is the actual wreath laying. But before we do that, I'd like to remind all of you that over the years, we've had several members of this coalition. They have worked with us. Some of them are not with us today. Russell Lewis, for a long time, worked with Friends of DuSable and has made sure that we had everything, and passed away a couple of years ago. Marie-José Saint-Paul, who was on the board of DuSable Heritage Association, was a very dynamic, very dedicated member, always making sure that the legacy of DuSable is recognized and celebrated properly. Unfortunately, we lost Marie-José after a long battle against an illness just a few months ago. So we sorely miss Marie-José as well as Russell for their contributions over the years. Finally, exactly 1 week ago, as we are gathering here on this Saturday, a week ago, last Saturday, on the 14th of August, at 8:25 in the morning, there was a 7.2 earthquake that devastated the southern part of Haiti, the land of Jean Baptiste Point DuSable. Jean Baptiste Point DuSable came from the northern part, Saint-Marc. The earthquake hit the southern part in the cities of Jérémie and Lacaille. As of now, they have counted more than 2,000 people who have died and more than 12,000 people who have been injured and 56,000 people who have been displaced losing their homes. So we have all of them in our hearts today as we celebrate one of our ancestors. We are also celebrating their lives, all those people who died in Haiti. Having said that, now I'd like to ask the leaders of the different organizations of the coalition to come and join me here. So Getzer Qatar, Fahim Bashir, We are now going to observe a minute of silence in the memory of Marie-Josée Saint-Point, Russell Lewis, and all those who perished in the earthquake of Haiti a week ago. Thank you very much. And now I would love to ask Alderman Brian Hopkins to join us and help us put the wreath around the neck of the founder of the city.
Before they take it off. Does it get thrown? Let me take it down. The last couple minutes is like it's cut out.
Okay, thank you very much. And this takes us to the end of our ceremony. But before I end the ceremony, I would like to recognize a very important supporter who has been so quiet here today that I almost forgot that he was with us. And this is, of course, the Consul General of Haiti, who is here with us and joining us at this ceremony. We are so grateful every year for the support of the Consulate General of Haiti at Chicago, represented now by Consul Senator. So, before we leave you today, we just want you to remind you again why we are here. This is by somebody who understood what the word multiculturalism meant before the word actually existed. And he came from the Caribbean as a black man. He was welcomed by the people who were living all around here before him. The Potawatomi Indians, they were here. They didn't fight. They got along together. He married one of them and had 2 children with them. He dealt with the French, the Spaniards, the British, and finally the new Americans. After the American Revolution in 1776, he never fought with anybody. And he got along with everybody, he respected them. That is the example upon which the city of Chicago was built. There is absolutely no reason for us not to follow his lead. And that is our final message for today. I would like to remind you that right after this, we're gonna start the tour. The tour lasts about between 40-45 minutes. Those of you who want to join us, you are more than welcome. Depending on how many of you sign up for the tour, we may have either 1 or 2 groups. One group will be led by Edgar Cantave, who is president of DuSable Heritage Association, and I will be glad to lead